Okay, now going into 2024, I'm going to be teaching you guys some important lessons today regarding masculinity, your masculine energy, traits that you need. You got to understand this. There comes a point where every boy has to become a man. And for some people, this transition happens when they're young. For others, this doesn't happen until they're much older. But today on this presentation, I'm going to be showing you good traits that actually matter, that will actually impact your dating life, that will actually impact who you are as a man to the deepest degree. And this will actually increase masculinity and attractiveness in the ways that you're wanting to, because you became the man that you were meant to be. Now, after this video is over, go down below, click the link in the description, check out the MBT Masculine Behavioral Technique full-length end-to-end webinar presentation that I put together for you. I will take these concepts even further in that presentation, so 100% be sure to check that out. Okay, leading into 2024, this is some super important shit because majority of you are going to need a period of growth to focus on you. So let me explain at the deepest level why this is important. Majority of you watching this channel, or majority of all men, what do they want, right? They want the basic things in life, right? Majority of men want a beautiful woman, right? Or they want like a loving wife or a loving relationship, or they want good health, okay? Or they want to be respected for what they do, or they want to be a man of value. This is important to comprehend because the first way to get this, or the first way to obtain this, is you're going to have to actually like reverse engineer this. If you want a beautiful woman, you got to really ask yourself, what type of man do I need to be? Or what type of man do I need to become? Okay, if I want a beautiful woman, what would she want? Ask yourself this first. Now, if you can ask yourself, what would she want? Well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to ask the right questions. And when you notice this, or when you see this for what it is, you're going to see that women seek strength out of a man, they seek safety out of a man, and they seek security. When they find a man who they can see strength and virtue in, safety and security, this helps them optimize survival. It all comes down to survival, okay? Survival. This is important to comprehend. This is what a beautiful woman would want. She wants her opposite, okay? If you can comprehend this, you're going to go very far in life. Now, you focus on everything that it takes to actually become a man. There comes a point, I don't care if you're watching this and you're 15 years old, I don't care if you're watching this and you're 38 years old. If you haven't done the self-work, I'm going to show you on this side of the marker board, it's going to be very tough to obtain the thing. It's going to be very hard to obtain the things that you want out of life. So now what you have to do is you focus on everything that it takes to be a man. Why would you have to do this? You have to do this to attract. Okay, so if you look at the definition of attract means cause to come to a place or participate in a venture by offering something of interest. Okay, I took this strictly from the definition on Google when I typed it in. What is the definition of attract? So let's read this one more time. Cause to come to a place or participate in a venture by offering something of interest. Okay, if you're offering something of interest, that means you have value to you. When you have value to you, now you can attract without chasing and without pursuing. Value. It comes down to the value of the man. So, what is of interest to women? This is a big question a lot of you probably have. This is a big question a lot of you are wondering is, how do I do the right things and be the right things that's going to make me fulfilled? Because you got to understand, we live in a day and age where men are not taught these basic things. Men are not told how to act and how to carry themselves. So I've broken this up into a few columns. Okay, we're going to look at good genes. We're going to look at drive, ambition, and dedication, and how you can maximize these things, because most men do this incorrectly. The first thing you have to focus on, like, you got to understand, a strong mind is a strong body. A healthy body is a healthy mind. You have to be physically strong to convince yourself and tell yourself that you're mentally strong. Okay? So the first thing you need to do, if you're a man who has not put in any foundation or fundamentals, is you need to get to the barbell. You need to get to the barbell, or you need to get into martial arts. You need to do something physical. You need physical activity. So the first thing that women look for is good genes, okay? You need to be strong, and you need to actually like look like a man. See, this is something not a lot of men are told. You maybe are told how to talk, how to have good game or good verbal skills, ways to communicate in relationships, but no one ever actually gets down to the fundamentals of like This is how a strong man should look and should carry himself. So when you look strong, like there's a reason that this picture on my Instagram like got quite a few likes, and it shows dedication. It shows a 10-year progression. It shows like an 8 to 10-year progression of my journey. It shows dedication. This is important. There's a reason why even me, myself, I started with the fundamentals and foundations of fitness. Those thousands of workouts under the barbell, never skipping or never missing a day, transition into me making tons of YouTube videos without giving up. You learn how to delay gratification. When you look strong and powerful, it shows that you've built a body. When you have built a body, it shows strength, it shows safety, and it shows security. Now, how do you have strength, safety, and security? You do this by actually flexing your internal muscles. Well, the only way that you obtain the physical on the exterior of being strong and powerful is now what you got to do is you got to flex the internal muscles to get there. The internal muscles is you work on your drive, your ambition, and your dedication, which is what we're going to talk about over here. So this is important. The reason being is because this shows that you put in the work regardless of how you feel. This is what a woman looks for. The reason why this is what a woman looks for, if you think about it, think about biology, think about thousands of years ago, hunter and gatherer days. If that man woke up and said, I got a tummy ache, I can't go hunting, that means we're going to starve. If that man woke up and said, I'm in a bad mood today, I don't think I can find us shelter or firewood, that means we're gonna go cold. This is basic shit. Performing regardless of how you feel. So this shows that you put in the work regardless of how you feel. So the first thing every man needs is you need drive. Raw masculine drive. In essence, drive is masculine because drive is the fight for survival. Drive is the fight to keep going. You need drive. When you have drive in life, it shows a few things. It shows that you have life trajectory. It shows that you have a path, and it shows that you have direction. AKA when a woman looks at you, she sees he's going somewhere, he's doing something, he's working, he's building. You have drive. This is essential for masculinity, and this is essential for survival. Women love this when a man has this, and men respect this. When you have drive, people can depend on you. When you have drive, you're strong. When you have drive, you can face adversity and hardship and keep persevering. So a driven man is safe but risky at the same time. Think about how attractive this would be. When I say a driven man is safe, why is he safe? Because he's doing all of the things that signal safety and survival. Things like strength, things like actually building something of value, performing regardless of how he feels. That's going to be a very safe bet for a woman to look at, to say, hey, I want to invest in him. Why is this also risky at the same time though? It's risky because you're willing to go in a path in life, and you maybe are willing to take risks that other people aren't. What that means is you probably are strong-willed, you probably have mental resiliency, and you probably are willing to do things on your own terms and take risks that hopefully lead to a good outcome. You need both. When you take, like, those are the risks you take in life. Those are the risks you take in business. Those are the risks you take in saying, hey, I'm driven enough. I find myself valuable enough. I'm going to go say hi to that pretty girl. It shows you're a successful risk taker. You need both. By taking the risks in life, ultimately you signal safety to the woman. It's like the duality. They're polar opposites, but they're both needed, okay? So drive gives you internal belief. When you have internal belief, now we can tackle the other two categories. When you have internal belief, this now transitions into ambition. Ambition is your ability to persevere. Ambition is your ability to desire. You're desiring your goals. You're desiring where you want to be in life. So ambition means you actually have goals. This is something most men don't have. They don't have any real goals. They say very, what would you call it? They say they have goals that are not very pinpointed. They'll just say random things like, I want to be rich. Well, it's like, okay, that's not really a goal. Like you say that, but we all want to be rich. Or you say things like, I want a beautiful wife. Oh, okay, but to have goals means you actually have a tangible outcome that you're optimizing for. So ambition means that you actually have goals. How do you actually find those goals? Well, you have to actually take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and you say, who do I want to be? So who do you actually want to be? Most men don't ask themselves this. You have to actually ask yourself this. Go look in the mirror and say, who do I want to be? Who do I want to become? I only have one life. I only have one God-given personality. I only have one God-given way that my voice sounds. Out of all the skills I have, who do I want to be and how can I maximize who I am? This is the first thing you got to do. Most men live without actually living life. Say that with me one more time. Most men live like they're existing every day, but they're not actually living life to the fullest. They're not living life to their full capacity. This is important. Ambition is internal. This is internal. That's why it starts with drive first. If you have drive, fight for survival, you're driven, you now can harness this into ambition, which is goal setting and getting somewhere. Okay? Ambition is internal. How do you do this? Well, you do this by saying, hey, what is my God-given purpose? Why am I on this earth? If God put me on this earth, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I meant to do? How can I maximize that? And then how can I just run with it? You take it and you believe in yourself enough to just run with it. If you can believe in yourself and you run with it, you will accomplish your goals. But you only accomplish your goals if you have one critical piece, and that would be dedication. Okay? As a man, you don't get to make your moves in life based off of how you feel. Okay? This is why if you have a girlfriend and you say to her, I was going to go to the gym today, but I didn't feel like it, she can't help it, but she loses attraction for you. Because that's the equivalent to a woman hearing, like, if this was 2,000 years ago and you say, yeah, I was going to make us a shelter because I know that's windy and rainy, but I didn't feel like it today, so we just got to lay out here in the cold. As a man, you do not get to make your moves in life based off of how you feel. For every second you watch television, you're now wasting your life. For every second you're sitting there playing video games, you're wasting your life. For every single second you sit there staring at that big booty model on Instagram that you have 0% chances of ever seeing or let alone taking out on a date, you're wasting your life. Every single second that you spend watching Tom Brady throw a football and chase his ambition and his goals and not your own, you're wasting your life. Every single time that you spend looking at other people who are successful and just watching what they say instead of actually taking action and doing something, you're wasting your life. You have to actually start to operate, and you operate by being dedicated. As a man, you do not get to make moves in life based off of how you feel. Here's what I mean by that. When your head hits the pillow at night, you either got the work done or you didn't. Okay? You either got the work done or you didn't. Work operates on a 24-hour period. Money operates and moves on a 30-day period. Every 30 days, every month that rent's due. Every 30 days that mortgage is due. Every 30 days that car payment is due. Okay? You don't get to just pick and choose how you feel because you're expected to perform as a man. There is no way around that. Work operates on a 24-hour cycle. The more you get done and the more you do, the more you grow. Period. End of discussion. I don't care how you feel. There was a time in my life, if you do the math on this, when I was first building my body, before I went on vacation, and this is the first time I took an unscheduled rest day in literally 4.5 years. So if you take 52 weeks a year times 4, think about this for a second. Just think how deep I actually took this when I was first building my body. If you take 52 weeks a year, okay, and now you multiply that by 4, okay, that's 208 weeks. Now, in those 208 weeks, if you take an average of 5 workouts per day, 5 workouts per week, if you take 208 times 5, okay, that's 1,040 workouts that I did without ever missing an unscheduled rest day. So that means that I performed, regardless of how I felt. So for those of you who say I was going to do this, but I was hungover, or I was going to do this, but I was tired, or I was going to do this and I wanted to get this done, but then my mom told me that I got to go over to her house at 6 o'clock and eat casserole with Aunt Betty and Uncle John. You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck, because the truth is you have to have, you accomplishing your goals or not is based off of what you do. Okay? So you either got the work done or you didn't. There's only 2 options. When your head hits the pillow at night, you either did what you needed to do or you didn't. The rest is excuses. So you can say you were tired, you can say you had a tummy ache, but at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck. And if you operate with this mentality, you will get ahead in life. And you know what? You're going to have some people, they might say you're an asshole. They might say that you're hard-headed. But nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to tell you that you're weak. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to tell you that you're not dependable. And nobody is going to tell you that you're not dedicated. Those are traits that women gravitate towards and stick by because there's safety in that. And I'm not going to get into the discussion or even care about what guys say, you know, oh, short term versus long term and this versus that. Okay, there's more to life than just attracting women. Like, who you are as a man is far more important. Okay, so this is the element of what you need to actually succeed in life. This is the element of what you need to actually be who you want to become. Okay, it's all about becoming. It's all about doing. It's all about taking action. The 1,000 workouts that I did working out transitioned into 1,000 YouTube videos roughly. Those 1,000 YouTube videos roughly turned into the subscribers and the base that I have now. Okay, everything that I've done has been optimized and grown to accomplish what I want to be. And it's not really that hard. You just have to make a few key tweaks in your brain to say, hey, I'm going to go a different road. I'm going to actually choose to kind of do things on my own terms. I'm going to look at the life results of how most people live and say, you know what, most people kind of have like mediocre or average lives. I want to do better. Or I want to achieve this. If you want to achieve that, good, then go do it. But to keep telling yourself you're going to say you're going to do it, and then to tell yourself that your favorite YouTube person or your favorite content creator gives you the motivation to do it when you know that it's bullshit. All you do is you just keep binge watching the same videos over and over without doing what you want to do. Okay, that's very bad. Now, another thing you need to be very aware of with this whole method that I'm teaching you right now. Another issue that guys have when they watch content creators is they try to emulate their favorite creator. Okay, that goes against point number 2 of ambition, which is your God-given purpose. This doesn't mean be me or try to be me. You see this with a lot of people. The next influencer who catches a trend, they get tons of followers. The tons of followers attract certain people who are fans, and then they think that the right way to be in life is by emulating that person. That is not how this works. This roadmap on this marker board should give you the ambition to go be a firefighter that you want to be. Should give you the ambition and drive to go be a neurosurgeon, a endocrinologist, a lawyer, right? If you want to own a mechanic company, your own car shop, like it doesn't matter. This needs to be your roadmap, not like people emulate others. Your God-given purpose is unique. There's only one of you. There's only one of me. Okay? So keep that in mind. Take what your God-given skills are and you run with it. These are the masculine traits needed for 2024. I can promise you, you will live a much better life if you operate this way, and you're going to feel good about yourself. If you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.